Welcome to Creator Hardware, and today we're going to talk about why so many content creators use Sony cameras. Gerald Undone did a gear tour of a lot of content creators across the space, most of them gear reviewers. So they deal with a lot of cameras, they get to see a lot of the latest and greatest stuff. And most of them used Sony cameras. There were some outliers. There was some Panasonic users. There were some Canon users. But the vast majority, including Gerald Undone, used Sony cameras. So why is that? Now, I'm a Sony fanboy. I will admit that, as I'm currently filming on a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 6K. But my main channel, I film with Sony. I have for most of the history of that channel. So let's talk about some of the reasons why content creators gravitate towards Sony. Autofocus. Now this is something that filmmakers don't care about. They just don't. They don't care whether or not they've got autofocus. That's why Blackmagic doesn't have autofocus, is because you don't want autofocus. One of the greatest things about my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 6K is not having autofocus for B-roll, to get those shots that you really want to have a certain way. Pull it in, focus, get that perfect B-roll shot. But the vast majority of content creators do this kind of content, where they have a camera pointed at themselves, limited time, and they've got to create content. Excellent autofocus is key. I can't tell you how many times I've had okay focus, but not as crisp as I would like. You know, I'm using focus peaking on my monitor, and sometimes I don't nail it. Autofocus on a Sony camera, I nail every time because I don't have to do anything. And that's what it comes down to. A lot of times we're filming ourselves, we don't have a camera guy, and the autofocus is phenomenal. So let's talk about some of the other stuff. Sony color science has come a long way in recent years. Now, I'm not an expert on color science, but I've seen enough people that have said that. Some people still don't like Sony's color. I personally love Sony's colors. I think it looks really good with how I light my scenes, how my face looks, and all that. The lens selection has gotten way better in recent years. There's a lot of aftermarket companies that are coming out with Sony lenses. You've got great lenses from Sony, though they're expensive, and you have continued launches of new and better products. Not always, but most of the time, they launch something, it's an improvement. There's been some misses, don't get me wrong, but that is one of the biggest reasons why content creators have gone to Sony, is they're just better. Better for what we do. Are they the best cameras for everybody? Absolutely not. I will tell you that right now without a shadow of a doubt. They're not the ideal camera for everybody, but they tend to be the ideal camera for most content creators and how they shoot their videos. Now, some content creators, if you've got a cameraman, go to manual focus and have at it, but the fact of the matter is most content creators are going to be doing selfie shots, and Sony's are probably the best at that genre, period. You know, Canon hasn't kept up with the times. Panasonic, while great cameras, their autofocus sucks. We all know it sucks. So everybody does manual focus. And, well, Blackmagic, gorgeous cameras. They produce such great footage. Manual focus. They're a cinema camera. They're not designed for what I'm using my camera for. They're not designed for this. I wanted it for increasing my skills, not because it was the ideal camera. I have an A6600 and an A6400. Let's talk Canon. Canon dragging their feet on every improvement. You know, every time they come out with a camera, it's like you watch a review and why didn't they add this? Why didn't they add that? Oh, well, they say this is coming in a firmware update. This is coming sometime soon. They have some of the best glass on the planet, the EF mount, and they are so far behind so many other manufacturers. You can still make great content with a Canon camera. The EF glass is freaking amazing. But the fact of the matter is the rest of the camera isn't living up to the quality standards that, well, their competition is. So I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, hit record, hit upload. Thanks for watching. This is Creator Hardware.